Good Sunday evening, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Father's Day. Got Ken and Daryl up here on the panel. We got Lisa and Oil down there in the chat. So hopefully everybody's doing good. Um, I'm on vacation again next week.
Oh,
Yay!
hey Ben.
Hey Ben, what's happening? Hey Willie, how you doing?
Now,
But
Willie CK. Hey, how you doing?
so,
Oh,
but um, I was checking out Ben's video there earlier today. The one where he went to the Steam show had the old hit and miss engines, the single cylinder stuff. I love those motors. If I could find one cheap enough, I would have one.
well, I I practically give one away because I didn't know what I had at the time. So I think we sold it for like $20.
Yeah, you gave it away.
Yeah, it
Hey,
was it was like a old garden. It was, I guess, an old garden tiller thing. It was, but it it had that funny looking oil breather up on top of it and all this stuff.
mhm.
And I pulled the cord a couple times and I said, well, this is above my pay grade. So I just, I, we put it on Facebook Marketplace and got rid of, on Craigslist and got rid of it.
Yeah.
So,
Hey Brandon, how you doing? Miss Carol, how you doing?
hey,
Thomas, how you guys doing? Thank you for stopping in. Um,
Thomas.
I've been watching a guy. He's from here in Ohio. I think he's down towards southern Ohio. He does a lot of hit miss single cylinder um, uh, restorations and finds, and he's a pretty good guy. He kind of gets in depth, but not in depth on how to repair them and fix them and all kinds of stuff. So,
Hey, Rail.
hey Rail, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for stopping in.
Yeah. And Jungle Bob, I guess.
Well, that sounds like it'll work out nice, Willie. Jungle Bob's in here. How you doing, Jungle Bob? Oh, there he is.
Well, it
I didn't
was
see
a
him.
It was a young. Who I sold it to was a young engineering student from Virginia Tech. He come over here and I thought he was going all over. He was gonna poop all over himself. He seen what it actually was. I mean, he sent us back a message said it fired right up once they got once he just cleaned it up and it fired right up. So
Awesome. Hey, there's Wayne Hatfield. How you
yeah,
doing, Wayne?
Wayne,
Brandon
Mr.
say,
Cajun, how are you, sir?
How you doing, Polar Bear Ed?
Cajun, how you doing, buddy?
Good,
Brandon,
good, thank you. Ken,
Brandon.
happy Father's Day to everybody out there.
Yeah.
How you doing, Ken? Darryl? All right, want to thank all my raiders for coming in. I see a bunch of them in there.
Hey, Mudster, how you doing, buddy?
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you, all the Cajun Raiders. I seen something that Brandon was saying, something about the power grids failing. Is that is that down there where you live at, Brandon, or just in general across the country? So,
See, Cajun, he was behaving a while ago while you was streaming. You see her now?
Uh-huh.
so I'm getting some feedback. Is that me?
Yeah, Tommy.
Yeah, that was me.
Raiders find the plants isn't enough. Wow. Everybody's got the air conditioning on.
Yeah, I don't have. I've only had my air conditioning on a day and a half so far this year.
Hmm. We've been
The,
having it on for a couple, 3 weeks now. The
well,
main one.
the temperatures hasn't been bad. I run mine more to get rid of the humidity out of my house than I do to cool the house. So
Oh, okay. It is very hot and humid out here. Yesterday was 110 heat index, like 97. regular, 97 degrees Fahrenheit, 110 heat index. And today I don't think it was any different.
Yeah, up here in Ohio and like up in Michigan, up there towards where Wayne's at, we've been getting down in the 50s at night. So I leave a living room
We
window
still,
cracked open. So
Yeah, it
we,
was.
we still getting. I mean, I think one day this week's supposed to be down in the 40s again. I mean, we haven't got out. We have just barely broke the 80s all so far this year. So, uh,
Well, it's a lot of that ash clouds from the fire,
yeah,
you know,
uh,
smoke, and that stuff is blocking the sun in that area. And that's what. When me and Daryl was in live stream last night, they were saying that ash clouds and stuff, smoke, it's changing their weather. It's getting down in the 40s at night,
Tom,
and not hot in the daytime.
Tommy, it's not warm in Dublin at night. I had to shut the shop doors last night out there in my shop. So I mean, Dublin ain't but about 7 miles up the road. So I guess I know we're talking about different Dublins, but
so yeah, I follow a lady on TikTok. She's from Ireland, and she was saying about how the weather is so flipped of what it usually is. She's not complaining, but you know, she was just commenting on how it's not rainy and dreary and everything over there. So I don't know exactly where she's from, but I know she is from Ireland. She's Irish.
we're actually in a drought. The doggone grass outside. I ain't had to cut it lately because it's been crunchy. I mean,
Well, I cut mine today because we got a couple of days of rain this past week, and it mostly the clover flowers and stuff like that really
yeah.
popped up. So
Well, we
um,
got we got those popping up, but when you walk on the grass, it crunches under you.
yeah,
I don't want to burn it up. I mean, the backyard it's real thick here, but when they put this trailer in, they put out most of the topsoil in the backyard. So
I see the last few evenings in Ohio, y'all been getting some bad storms over there. A couple tornadoes too.
yeah, they had some tornadoes, not in my area or our area, but yeah, they did have some tornadoes and high winds, and we did have
Oh,
we did have one night of thunder and lightning that woke me up 2 or 3 times. So
Ryan Hall, y'all, he's been live every afternoon and evening for the last few days,
can't
covering
have my
all the
shoes.
bad weather everywhere. They had 20 tornado warnings in like 6 different states:
Can't have my shoes.
Florida, I think Alabama,
Quit. I'll give you
Texas,
yours. I'll give you yours.
Oklahoma, Ohio, and say
No,
Indiana, I think.
I'll get you this.
20 active at
Quit.
the same time tornado warning in those 6 different states.
Yeah, we had 9 touchdowns that storm. They said up to 9 so far. They're still out.
In Ohio.
Yeah.
Wow.
One was 1,200 feet wide and 3.5 miles long.
Yeah,
Wow.
there was a whole town in Texas that got wiped out the other day.
Yeah. Berryville or Perryville, something like that.
I can't remember the name of it, but it
Yeah, it went
wiped
straight
out the
through.
whole town.
Yeah, it went straight through there and didn't say bye. Well, it might have said hi and bye, but it left his calling card, put it that way.
Yeah.
I miss Jimmy Mason coming in there on Facebook side. Hi Jimmy, how you doing?
Hey, Jimmy. I can't see that, but
Hey, Jimmy.
But no, I think I got the alcohol carburetor figured out on Plan B. I did go ahead and put the gas carburetor on it Friday night because Saturday night there was supposed to be a tractor pull I wanted to go to, but they canceled it because of all the rain they got. They said the track it wasn't underwater, but underneath it was just too wet. So they canceled it. Hopefully, maybe this coming Saturday. But I do believe I got the gas carburetor figured out. So some couple guys, one really good engine builder that I kind of know of and knows of me. I got a hold of him on Facebook, and he gave me some good steps to take to try to alleviate the problem that it's having. So, clay that track doesn't get really soupy. It gets sticky. It'll either stick dead to your tires, Willie, or it just you can't get any traction. So. Yeah, Munster down by Columbus and that way, they did get some pretty bad stuff going through there. But on those alcohol carburetors, the idle circuit has a tube that sticks off the bottom of the carburetor down into the bowl, down towards the bottom of the bowl. And he said the higher compression, higher revving engines create more vacuum in the carburetor. And even if you adjust your idle jet in, it'll still suck too much fuel up through those tubes. So he said to take a piece of copper or stainless steel wire real thin and stick it up in there and try running it. If it still does it, try blocking it off a little more. And he said that's 99.9% of the time that's the reason that those carburetors will do that. And he knew exactly what I was talking about whenever I said that if you let it sit overnight, it'll fire up right off the bat, run for 30 seconds or so, and then all of a sudden it starts spitting extra fuel out the exhaust. And basically it floods itself. You pull the plugs out, they're soaking wet. Turn the motor over, it blows fuel out the cylinders. And he said that's exactly what's happening. So,
Wow.
He said especially if you're shutting your fuel pump off and just running off the bowl, so you're not putting any pressure into the bowl. He said that's exactly what's happening. Hey, Backwoods boy.
Hey, Backwoods.
Hey, Backwoods.
But so they're the club I normally pull with. They usually don't have night polls. They're usually daytime polls on Sundays. They're going to try to. They got like 2 or 3 of them scheduled this year. They're going to try to see how the turnout is on Saturday nights, and if the turnouts are good, then they may start doing more of them. Which I like pulling under the lights myself better than I do. It's cooler. Just it looks neater too.
Yeah. Does those engines like you got? Do they have the fire coming out of them like the alcohol cars do?
Sometimes yes. Sandy's single cylinder, the 16 that her and Bo are pulling, it would get flames coming out the exhaust. Not so much our twins because the pipes are so long on them to get the back pressure we need.
Oh, okay, so
except for when you fill the exhaust full of methanol and it ignites and shoots flames clear up to the 4 or 5 feet up into the and
give you a quick beard trim without having to if you're leaning the wrong way.
Well, I wasn't too worried about the beard trim. I was more worried about the styrofoam insulation on the ceiling of my garage melting. Because I had shut the ignition off and the fuel pump off, and was still cranking it over, trying to get that pushed up out because I didn't want it to burn back, down into the cylinders. East of Dallas to Shreveport.
Wow, Brandon, y'all had a mess then.
Yeah, man. Then he said like 7,200 people are out of power.
Yeah.
In his area,
72,000 people or something like that in the area.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Can't because of the grid. Can't take the pressure.
Yeah. Well, last Sunday, right before my live stream, I was without power for almost 2 hours, or a little over 2 hours, and that was more from an accident, I believe. Oh. We had gotten some rain, but it wasn't storms or anything. I never did find out exactly what happened, but I'm assuming it was an accident of some sort because both my cable and my uh, uh, power were out. Usually, if I just lose power, I can go through my hotspot on my phone and get the internet back, and both power and the internet. My internet here at the house is out. That's how I did my live stream, was through my phone hotspot last week.
Yeah, that's what we was talking about. Perryton, Texas was what we was talking about, Lisa. Yeah. That
Paris,
flattened that
Texas.
town pretty bad. I mean,
Paris, Texas.
Perryton, Texas.
Oh, Perry. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
Yeah, Perryton, Texas.
yeah.
I feel for anybody that's had damage like that and everything. Knock on wood. Haven't had that kind of damage around me in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a good while since we've had any up here too like that.
We had some bad storms last week. Like that lightning was popping. I thought it'd be over in 5 minutes. I forgot to undo my coax, take my coax out of line from my antenna there, 40 feet in the air. Well, and lightning popping close everywhere. And I wasn't about to unscrew it while it was popping, because if it would have hit that antenna while I was unscrewing it, that'd have been the end of me. And
Oh no!
it lasted about 45 minutes, and they had a fire truck pass in front of several fire trucks and all that pass in front of, and that a Mammut truck too, fire truck. Lightning hit a house 2 blocks away and caught on fire.
Wow.
I'm living proof you can get struck by lightning and live through it.
I've never been hit by lightning, but I've been hit with a lot of voltage already. Hey, Jeff.
Hey,
Hi,
Jeff.
Jeff.
Hey, Cajun. Hey,
Okay.
Ken.
Ken,
Hey, Daryl.
Kenny was there whenever I got hit by lightning, so
Wow.
he's my proof that I got hit.
I almost got hit by lightning. It
I got hit.
knocked me to the ground, the concussion of it and all that. I didn't get shot, but my ears were ringing for about a half a day. That's how close it was to.
Well, I've got hit by white lightning, but I ain't never actually got hit by. I mean, it made me hit the floor pretty good, but.
So was he smoking there, Ken?
Screaming like a little girl.
I was like 10 years old. The only thing I remember is the bright white flash and then waking up on the couch.
Well, I guess that's what will make an old man grumpy, I guess, then.
Yeah. But honestly, I mean, I was only like 10 or 11 years old. I wasn't that old. We were actually down at my uncle's house. They had just built an addition on their garage, and my dad and my uncle were on the concrete finishing it, doing the finished troweling work. Kenny and my cousin were outside hanging tarps over the garage doors that were wide open. I was standing next to a man door that faced outside, and all of a sudden that thing come shooting through, and that's Sammy. How you doing?
Sammy Chavez. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
$55. 55.
I don't know what their exchange is.
Pesos? Is it
Pesos?
Pesos.
If it's Philippine, it's pesos.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, thank you, Sammy. I appreciate that. You guys don't have to do that for me.
Yeah. Thank you for the Father's Day greeting.
Yeah, thank you for the Father's Day gift. That's awesome. So, but yeah, I was standing by that man door and I seen a bright white light flash, and that's it. That's all I remember.
Man.
So.
Lay down.
I got hit by lightning once.
The same lightning Daryl did?
White lightning?
No, not white lightning. She had one thing in her hand and one thing in this hand, and went like that at the same time.
Oh, you got the paddles.
Yeah, more than one.
Oh yeah, that kind of electricity.
You don't want to know about that when when you can hear it and there's nothing you can do about it.
They wheeled one of them in my hospital room. I went cold blue, and they went in there. I think I was taking a nap. I think I was taking a nap, and they were like, "Man, you went cold blue. You were out. You went straight line." They had all kind of people in my room, hospital room,
Yeah.
and they wheeled in one of them things.
Sammy, Mark and Sandy are Mark. Well, Mark's probably trucking. He's been heading out Sunday mornings, mid mornings, getting his week started early, and Sandy is probably. I think she's working. She got a new job here a while back, and I think she's been working Sundays. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited about having possibly figured out Plan B.
Yeah.
I've been itching to go pulling, so itching so much I actually put the gas carburetor back on it just to be able to go hook. But I'm really excited if I can get that alcohol carburetor going.
I saw that
Hey,
video you did
Alexander
yesterday.
Smith. How you doing, Alexander? All the way from Scotland.
Alexander, it's Jeff's the grumpy old man. That's why I put it on there.
Well, you got a whole panel full of grumpy old men. I mean, so we all fit.
Yeah, we qualify for that. I think Ken's the youngest out of us all, though.
No, I am.
Oh, Ken's older than you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm about 3 years younger than Kenny.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Sammy's making coffee. You making enough for everybody, Sam?
Oh, yeah, that would.
Ed just looks older because Kenny was beating up on him all them years.
That's why I went gray first.
Well, I mean, every time I've ever seen Ken, he's been slick headed. So I mean, I don't know how much shaving he has to do every day, but I mean,
Yeah, but see, he's still got the dark mustache. See?
At least he doesn't have to pull out that black Rust-Oleum all the time.
Yeah. No, I will never color my hair. People suggested that I, color my beard back in and stuff, and I'm like, nah. I ain't getting into all that.
Don't
beard. I don't even remember what color this was.
Don't mess up Santa Claus. Now, I mean,
We got a Louisiana musician down here that's world famous, Tommy Mecklin, and he's got a white beard. One time, his wife decided to dye it in his hair. It didn't look natural at all. It did not. So he tried to take it out and all that. It didn't. It turned brown on it.
Since Bocce ain't here, them daggum advertisements. I mean, I was sitting here watching on the YouTube side, and a doggone advertisement popped up.
Hi, Crystal. How you doing there? Thank you for stopping in.
Okay.
We had a guy at work that years back, about 10 years ago, he started getting the gray, little frosties, and he went on vacation, and I don't know if they went anywhere or just went, or he just took time off. But when he come back, everybody's like, "Oh man, he got some sun or something." Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, a couple of days go by, I'm like, "Hey," I said, "Did you color your beard?" He's like, "No, No, I didn't. Nope.
Uh,
Couple days after that, he come in. He was clean shaven, except for like a little goatee. And I talked to his wife. Stopped up at lunchtime a couple weeks after that. I'm like, did he color his beard? She goes, yeah. She goes, I talked him into it to see what it looked like, and she goes, no, it didn't look right. That's why he shaved it into a goatee.
I had a big dilemma yesterday. Money Ford had heart failure.
Uh-oh.
I'm assuming the fuel pump stopped working. Because when you turn the key on, you used to hear it. Now you don't hear it. Now it don't want to run.
That's a pretty good indication that's a fuel pump. If you used to be able to hear it, now you can't. Is that an in-tank fuel pump? Probably. On that one?
I'm guessing it's the one in the tank, I think.
Yeah, there should only be one. Yep. That means dropping the tank or pulling the bed, one of the two. Now me, when I did mine on my pickup, I cut a hole in the bed because the bed was falling apart anyways, and I just cut a hole in the bed, measured out where the fuel sending unit and stuff was at. Got a nice big flap, flipped it up, pulled it out, put the new one in, folded it back down, and we've been good. So, yeah, you can go, with StreamYard, you can go live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. The only restriction that Facebook has is you have to start before or on time. If you're late, it won't stream live. So, if you're going to use StreamYard to do that, you have to start at your designated start time or a little bit before. For some reason, Facebook won't let you start, a minute late or anything. So,
It's funny because I was telling my neighbor, and he works at one of these auto zones. He said, well, go on Rock Auto. And he started, pulled out his phone, he flipped it to it. It's like, okay, I could buy the tank with the pump already in it for like $271. So I came home and I looked at it and found it. And then it says shipping, another $200 and some dollars. It's like, this thing gonna cost me $500 by the time it gets here.
Yep. You talk to the right people in New Jersey, and they'll bring you a tank there, Jeff, with a working fuel pump on.
Yeah, true. If I like through my work, we got a commercial account kind of thing set up with Rock Auto, so I don't pay that much shipping usually because it's a commercial address that they're shipping it to and stuff.
Well, you're a lot closer to where Rock Auto is than I am to start with.
Well, they've got warehouses all over the country because I know they've got at least 4 or 5 because I've gotten packages from like 3 or 4 different warehouses. When you order a bunch of stuff, when it ships, you can look on your order form, and it says where everything is coming from. Warehouse A, B, C, D.
Talk about multiple locations. Did you hear anything about Harbor Freight being up in Oakwood Square?
Not Oakwood Square, but there's going to be one in College Plaza.
Right. Nevin said there's one up in Oakwood Square right now.
They might be opening one. It's not open yet. Yeah, they're expanding a lot in this area, coming this way, which is a good and a bad thing. I may have to take the back way home most nights instead of going my normal route, because if I go my normal route, it goes right past Harbor Freight. I may have to train the truck not to turn in there.
Oh,
Either that or get a part-time job there. One of the two.
Go ahead and spend that rusty money there, Ed, that you've been saving up in all them mason jars in the backyard. You worse than Jeff.
All the mason jars done been dug up and spent.
You as bad as Jeff.
Yeah,
Man,
I got a
Yeah.
bunch of rusty old empty mason jars. There ain't nothing in them.
no, I mean, Jeff will sit here and act like he's broke, and the next day he goes and buys another tractor or some kind of implements for his tractor. So.
Let's see here.
Yeah, well, that's when he was working like 3 days a week. He could do that. Now he's not. He can't do that.
Well, I got out there in the shop yesterday, and I mean, I've been going out there in the shop, but I looked around and I I got double tools for about everything that I need. So I don't even need to go to Harbor Freight. I bypass it whenever I go. It's about 20 miles. Just 20-some mile drive either direction from here to get to Harbor Freight. So
It's exactly 21 miles one way for me to go from my door to Harbor Freight. I measured it the other day, a couple weeks back, when I went up to look at toolboxes. I was going to buy a new tool cart for work, and my boss said, "Write your mileage down because we'll pay you mileage since you're doing it on your time on a weekend." And turned out that I couldn't buy it that day anyways because I didn't do the tax exempt stuff online, and they won't take it in store anymore. You have to do it online, and I didn't have all the information I needed to fill out the paperwork online, so I just waited till I got back to work. Looking at Jamie's question or statement there about the fuel tank, most of your fuel injection cars the fuel pump will not run during the crank. It'll prime, and then you'll crank, and then when it starts up, then the fuel pump will start running. I don't know any of them that will have the fuel pump that actually runs during the crank mode.
unless it's hot rod, it's already been added a exterior fuel pump.
Yeah. If you have an aftermarket fuel pump and stuff on it, yes. But with the if you're using the if you're using the factory fuel pump and computer, most of them disable the fuel pump during the crank.
This was on her 460 Ford
It's
truck.
on carbureted too.
She had a lot of bad wiring
Okay.
and leakable fuses and stuff, and she had to jump from her solenoid for her tank.
Okay, on the carbureted, yes. That might be a draw issue on the battery itself, not having enough power to run the fuel pump when the starter's running. I've seen that. Hey Scott, how you doing, buddy?
Here's a goofy question for you, Ed.
Uh-huh.
One of them electric fuel pumps you can buy from just like the parts store.
Mm-hmm.
If you stick something like that in there, would it be able to pull past the one that's in the tank?
Some can, some can't. Usually, if it's the fuel injection ones, no, because they won't. It takes so much pressure for the fuel injection, a lot more than the carbureted side. So they usually can't pull through those pumps.
Oh, I'm thinking this here 97. It probably ain't got no carburetor then.
No, that's fuel injected.
There's Mark.
Hey, Mark.
I don't know why you parked. It's still daylight.
It's these daggum solar powered truck drivers these days. I mean,
Yeah.
they can't drive once the sun starts getting down on the horizon. They got to park. So I mean,
Hey, Mark, how you doing, bud?
I don't know. I was thinking about it. I said, I don't know if I really want to lay on the ground underneath this thing and try and take this tank out and do all this because, like my neighbor said, chances are that lock ring thing that holds it all in is probably half rotted, so you're gonna have to get a new one of them and every other thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Just almost just as easy to cut a hole in the bed.
It means I gotta take the toolbox out and take the bed liner off then.
Yeah. Or just find you a garage that works cheap and have them do it.
Well,
The other thing you can do is unbolt the bed and lift it up.
yeah. I mean, I was up there at the GW one day and in rush hour traffic, and there's a white van pulled up to a car. They stripped that son of them before I could get through the toll booth. So I mean, there's some heck of a fast people up there, not Jeff. You just got to get them to the right people. I mean,
yeah. So does mine, Miss Carol. Only I only got a front tank. I don't have a back tank, and that's probably why I don't have a back tank.
Jamie, why don't you just make a trip over to Jersey and see Jeff and give him a hand. I'm sure you could change that tank in just a couple hours.
Oh,
Miss Carol, Jamie.
it's a Ford there, Miss Carol. It's a Ford. I had somebody offer to sell me some crew cab Chevy the other day, and I was like, no, I don't think so.
I'll see. Now you should have took it because fuel pump went out in a Chevy.
Well, it was already when the fuel pump was out on the Ford.
I had my valve from tank to tank on my Chevy. What is Silverados? High Sierra, Grand Sierra, whatever. It was the GMC. It had the diesel engine in it before I put the 350 gas in it.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, it had left and right tank, and the valve, actuator valve that back and forth from the left tank to the right tank, that had went out. So I had to run the wire, and I know I had 2 full tanks of gas. Well, not 2 full tanks, but one was about a half, the other one was full. And I ran out of gas, and I'm like, So I got, and then a buddy of mine said, how about your tank? Can you switch tanks? I'm like, oh yeah, okay, well let me try that. Hit the switch, on the lower dash cart, hit the switch. I didn't hear that click. So he's like, your thing's got a bad wire. And messed around with it. I was on a job site. Sure enough, boom, I got it to move, and I kept it on that tank until I could fix it the right way.
It's nice having dual tanks like that, being able to if they'll switch over.
The newer ones don't have a switch.
They just feed.
Sucks out of both of them at the same time.
It has a crossover hose.
yeah.
Oh,
That
okay.
one ton of Chris's had dual tanks in it. Never had a switch, just a crossover hose.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Each says half a tank. Both tanks are at half a tank.
Oh, okay. Mine, it would run out of one. I'd switch it over for the other one. I prefer that method.
I was watching a video. I forget who it was now, and they had dual tanks on a bigger vehicle, diesel, and they're like, I don't know why this thing's out of fuel. It's got a crossover and everything. Well, they didn't take into consideration that when the fuel comes down, it comes out of both tanks. Well, they had like supposedly had a quarter tank left. The truck was sitting on the side, downhill side towards the feed tank. All the fuel drained out of the main tank back into the other tank. They ran out of fuel.
Mm.
But yeah, Mark, since you're in here, I'll tell you too. I think I got the alcohol carburetor figured out. So
Damn it.
Talked to a couple guys on Facebook, and they pointed me in. Both of them told me the same thing and pointed me in the right direction to start looking, and it makes sense. So I might be. I'll probably be putting the alcohol. Well, I will be putting the alcohol carburetor back on since I changed it to fuel gas Friday night. But at least I got time to work on it now, since I'm on vacation. No, I did not feed the carb Crown Royal. I was feeding it methanol. The stuff that makes you go blind if you drink it.
Well, I'm assuming this is a pump because I know back there last summer when I went down to Chambersburg a couple times here for the tractors, it seemed like as you were cruising along, there was a certain spot on the gas pedal where it would just die off for a second until you either punched it or let it off. So I was just thinking about that. I wonder if like the whatever that is that works, works the throttle. Maybe that little stupid computer taking a poop or something too.
Oh, that throttle sensor on the
Throttle positioning sensor.
Yeah.
In the throttle body. Yeah, that could be having an issue too. But it's hard telling on the Ford ones like that. Some of them did have a dead spot in them if you hit them just right.
You'd still hear the fuel pump kick on when you.
Yeah, but that wouldn't keep it from not running.
Right. Yeah, if you turn the key on and you don't hear that first prime come up, then it's probably you can check your fuel pump relay, because I know we had some Chevy vans that were having an issue with the relay going bad, and but you can see if the relay's kicking. In the fuse box, probably under the hood.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the fuse box, just like right here by the door, huh?
No.
No.
Relay, you don't have relays in that one. It'll be on the driver's side more than likely.
Mm-hmm.
Next, but not far from the battery. You'll have your big fuse box with your big fuses and your relay.
And it should have a list of on the Fords. I believe back then they still had each thing labeled underneath. The newer ones just have numbers, and you got to get the book out and figure out what's what. But
I know the little fuse block inside. You take the cover off and you look at it. It's like you can read the numbers of what the fuses are, but you need about five magnifying glasses to see what there says.
What's wrong?
Hi, Tar Heel. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for stopping in.
Hey,
Yes.
William.
And yes, my carburetor is a meth head. My whole tractor is a meth head. It's really messed up.
Messed up.
But it's making me want to go back to get a nice 1970s truck again. Something that when it breaks, all it takes is a couple of bolts, 2 lines, pull this out, put that in, put it on, and go. You don't have to sit there and worry about all this electronic junk.
Something pre-80s. But, well, the electronic ones aren't bad either once you get used to working on them. Like, I'm used to the Chevy vans and trucks and stuff like that at work. And, most of the time, one of the guys calls up and says, hey, my van's not starting. There's a few things I grab right off the bat. I grab a relay, grab my test light, and go up to where they're at, listen for the fuel pump. If I don't hear the fuel pump, I know exactly which fuse or which breaker it is or the relay it is for the fuel pump. Pull it out, set it off the side, put a new one down in, and 9 times out of 10, that's what it is.
Another way of checking it is just pour a little bit of gas in the carburetor, and if it cranks up, you ain't getting no gas to it. So,
all right, well, take care, buddy. Thank you for stopping in, man. I appreciate you stopping.
Later, Will. But
well, I'm guessing relay you could get them at almost any parts store, huh?
Yeah.
You can actually switch it for like your horn relay. Usually, if you
Yeah.
pull the relay out of the horn, if your
Yeah.
horn
Or
if
your
your-
windshield wipers are the same.
Yep. If your horn works, figure out which one's the horn relay, pull the one out of the horn, and stick it in the fuel pump.
Yeah, that's if you ever get in a bind, you know, and you don't have a spare on you. You can use a windshield wipers, horn.
Yep. Yep.
If it's raining, use your horn relay.
Gas in the truck, Jeff? Jeff? Is there gas in the truck?
I'm not even going to answer that question, Ken. Come on.
I
Ain't got no
I-
gas in it.
I
I
put
could-
3. I don't know what's in it, but I put 3 gallons in it yesterday morning, and it still doesn't do anything.
Oh, 3 gallons. That's 3 light poles, Jeff.
Hey, Friday night after work, I went and bought 2 gallons of 110 octane race fuel. Yeah, that was more. That was a whole lot more expensive than the methanol I buy. It was a little over $10 a gallon.
Now, 110 octane, does it have lead in it or is it
No.
unleaded?
No, it's unlit or it's race fuel. I don't know. I don't think it's.
Okay, it's not avgas then.
No, it's not avgas.
Okay, all right.
It's VP 110. It's what they have on the pump.
Okay.
Where I
Yeah,
buy
VP
where I buy fuel and
yeah.
stuff.
All right.
Yellow flat top.
Hey, flat top.
Hey, flat top, Hank.
So, but now that I'm not going to be running the gas carburetor, I guess my mower and stuff's going to get a little octane boost.
Not half as long.
There you go. Just
Cut
add a
the
little
rest
bit
the
in
other day.
your regular gas, huh?
I'll probably run it in the tugger because it smells pretty when it's burning.
That 100 octane avgas got lead in it, but it'll lubricate your valves, you know.
Oh,
I got a little airport over here by me. I could go there. I don't know how much that airplane gas costs.
I don't know. I hadn't bought gas from the airport in years and years.
Well, what the funny part is like if you can buy, they have it in bulk. They've got it in 5-gallon cans and 55-gallon drums. I thought about buying just buying a 5-gallon can. $82 for a 5-gallon can or $10 a gallon.
$10 a gallon is better.
Yeah, because I called before I went down to make sure they had some, and I'm like, okay, I said, how much is the 110 in a 5-gallon can? He's like $82. I'm like, well, what is it in bulk? He's like, nine something plus tax. He said just a couple cents over $10 a gallon. I'm like, okay, I'll be bringing a plastic jug down to get my fuel then.
Well, we
Yeah,
got
but
tractor.
now, if
We-
you buy it
we
for
got-
your lawn tractor, do you have to pay highway tax on it?
No.
Yeah.
You have to pay sales tax, but not
Yeah, sales tax. Okay,
not highway tax.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, we got that True Fuel stuff here. If you could find a 4-cycle stuff, it's like $20-some a gallon, or you could buy a 5-gallon can. It's like up over $100 now. Because I used to get it by the 5-gallon cans.
My Napa store has it, and they've got it in like a 1-gallon can and a 5-gallon can and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And I called them to ask to see what the octane and stuff was on it. He said, you don't want to buy that. He said, just go down to the gas station and buy the rec fuel, which we have a gas station now that has non-ethanated fuel. But I wanted the high octane, so
Well, everything we got here has that fucking ethanol shit in it.
Now,
Oh,
True
we
Fuel,
got
the premix that me and Johnny push, to our customers. The True Fuel at Walmart, it's like $3 or $4 a can, but you can get it at Lowe's and Opelousas. It's $14 a gallon. It's the premix, and we tell people with chainsaws and weed eaters to use that. And this one guy, I overhauled a chainsaw for him, turned a 50 into a 55 Husqvarna. Anyway, I told him to get those little cans. Well, he went to Lowe's and saw the gallon because he uses a lot of chainsaws. He's got a construction company, They cut a lot of trees to build dirt roads, gravel roads, and all that stuff, putting the foundation in for roads. So he bought it by the gallon, and he said, "Man, I'm glad you told me about that stuff." He says, "Now," he says, "I was going through like 4 chainsaws a year. Now I don't go through none."
Well, I got a mixed fuel up for my weed eater because I need to do some weed eating around here. I was thinking about using some of that VP fuel, make that little sucker really run.
Oh, the VP's good stuff.
Well, the VP 110 that I have, I was thinking about mixing up a little bit of that with 2-stroke to put in my weed eater.
Ethanol free here, Scott, and everybody. I got gas the other day in the Jeep. I got $20 worth. It was $3.34 a gallon.
Ours is about a little over $4 and it's 93 octane right here if you for the non-ethanol, but there ain't but one place you can get it at around here. So
Ordered a lift going to start doing videos of fluid film. What's that have to do with a lift?
You bought a car lift to put them up on so you can get underneath to spray them.
Yeah, for the rust, for the winter time. The fluid film saves a lot of frames.
Yeah, true, Tommy. That's why you drive the little bumper cars around. 788 a gallon.
yeah,
I'd be finding me something fuel efficient too.
I'd be running white lightning in it. Oh, Lord. That pure alcohol.
He's going to do videos of fluid film. Does that mean he's not driving a truck no more? He's moved on?
I doubt it. I seen Chicanic had put a video up on, was it Truefield? Or was it the fuel treatment? I forget which one it was. I think it's Truefield.
No, he took himself off his own stream.
Imagine.
If you don't quit biting me, I'm gonna knock you right in the knot. All right, you talking about a bulldog with a flat nose? You gonna be a bulldog with a flat nose?
You ain't going to do no
Flat
such
nose,
thing.
flat nose pug.
Well, she's got 30% boxer in her, so I mean, so I'm gonna make her look like a real boxer. She keeps on.
She's going to keep you in your place. That's all there is to it.
Well, that's about the way it usually works around here, Jeff.
Did you guys see my lights blink?
No, you just disappeared. I mean, disappeared.
My internet's out. My lights blinked and my internet's out. I had to run and get my cell phone and turn my hotspot on again.
Oh,
Oh, no. Ed, you got to pay the electric bill, you know.
Yeah, at least
Dude, I pay it before it's due every month.
so how you getting your lights and all that?
Well, my lights just blinked, but my internet.
The internet's rebooting. Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's rebooting or if it's completely down, but
Well, when I lose electricity, my modem and router, it takes a couple minutes from the reboot.
yeah.
But the lights have to go off for more than a second and a half, I think. 2 seconds. If it goes off for 2 seconds, yeah, they reboot themselves.
It looks like he's froze now. No.
No, he's moving. It looks like on my end.
I'm going in and out here for some reason.
That might be what it is, Scott. But these damn
Lord
these
Scott
daggum
Savior.
puppy teeth are are beyond wild right now.
We're gonna be getting another dog pretty soon. It's gonna be one of them little bitty Yorkies like that, little male Yorkie. This lady that she owns a pet grooming place, and Missy and her sister brought Jock, my sister-in-law's dog, over there to have groomed. And Missy seen a bunch of little dogs outside because they were puppies and they were not full grown. She
There you
after
go.
8 or 9 years, she
Maybe
stopped
that's
breeding
why,
them
huh, Wayne?
and she gives them away, and they all got papers and all that. So we're gonna be getting one of the little male. She wanted to give us a female, but it was about the size of Bebe, and we didn't want another bigger. Well, Bebe's small, but we didn't want another dog that size. We wanted something half the size.
Yeah,
But Missy
that's
can
true.
carry it in her purse.
She is something else. I mean, look at her. She's got an old shoe right now that we get her to let, and she's wanting to tear it apart. And this, you talking about a dog that's got some sharp, some strong jaws. Now look at her. I mean, she's got a little bit of pit. She's got. We did one of those DNA kits on her, and she's got a little bit of pit, a little bit of boxer, a little bit of Staffordshire. So she's got a lot of bulldog in her. So and but once if she gets rid of these doggone puppy teeth, I mean that's the main thing is get she ever gets when she gets old enough to get rid of these puppy teeth. I'm
Get
trying to
grinder and grind them off.
I'm trying to give her something that she that I can actually uh actually uh actually help Pepper pull them out. So yeah, that's true, Scott.
Oh yeah, and today's Bosco's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Bosco.
Hey,
He's not
Ross.
here though.
Oh,
Uh she will be 5 months on the 22nd. What are they saying? The paperwork we got when we got her said she was born January 22nd, so she'll be 5 months. 5 months on the 22nd.
Yeah, I figured for his birthday I'd give him one of them big rawhide bones.
Mm-hmm.
He was happy at that. Sammy was happy just wandering around the yard. And then I says, let me give her one of the little skinny ones. I gave her one of the little skinny ones. She just looked at it, put it down, and laid there. Then a second later, Bosco dropped the other one and went over, and both of them are standing there looking at the skinny one. It's like, you know what? If we're gonna play this game, you ain't getting neither one of you's getting anything now.
Uh, well, yeah. I mean, she's already lost two of them, I think. But it's still gonna be a while before the front ones get loose. Them daggum them little sharp front ones. They're gonna be something else for a while.
yeah. Tommy, the loss of power is actually the engine's flooding out. I thought there was a problem with the float valve or something. The fuel pump was overpowering the carburetor and stuff. But after talking to a couple guys Friday afternoon and evening, well, night after I changed the carburetor and stuff, in those alcohol carburetors, there's a orifice tube that drops down into the float bowl for your idle circuit. And sometimes with the higher compression engines, they can actually suck more fuel and actually suck it up through that idle circuit, and you have to restrict it some. So I need to get a piece of copper or stainless steel wire and stick up through there to restrict it down some. And it makes sense because I've had other alcohol carburetors that I've worked on that have had that wire up in through there and never figured out why it was in there. But now that I talked to a couple other engine builders, they said that that's 99% of what's causing it, because it'll start up fine if you let it sit overnight and cold. Run the fuel bowl empty and everything, prime the fuel bowl, start turning it over, hit the ignition, it'll fire right off, run beautiful. 30 seconds into it, it starts pushing extra fuel out the exhaust, and it will actually flood itself out. And then take the spark plugs and everything out, turn the motor over. It just blows raw fuel out of the cylinders, and then let it sit overnight, and it'll do the exact same thing the next day. So,
yeah, like saying it's going. We were in for a good treat. Hopefully, she'll settle down. We got to get her fixed next month, so hopefully she'll settle down a little bit when she gets fixed. But Jeff, I was thinking just now, is those little Ford trucks, is they got a inline fuel filter anywhere on that thing? Because I mean, it might be one that right at the core goes in the carburetor or along the frame rail. But
there's something that looks like a filter down by the tank.
Okay, well that's that. I would look at that too, because that if it's stopped up, it'll keep enough pressure on that pump so you won't hear it run, but the fuel can't get through that filter on it. So that's another thing to look. You might can check that out. It'd be a whole lot cheaper that way. It'd be a whole lot cheaper if it works than if it than dropping that tank and putting a new fuel pump in it.
Yeah, I don't really want to put no fuel pump in it. I don't know why they couldn't leave things alone. It worked fine for how many years with the pump on the side of the motor?
Yeah.
Because the mechanical pumps can't pump at a high enough pressure to run the fuel injectors.
Yeah. Yeah, and so like I said, I would check that there. She's going wild on me. But I would check right along the frame rail or whatever. There should be an inline fuel filter somewhere there, and if it's stopped up, then that'll keep enough pressure on the fuel pump so you don't hear it vibrate when you turn the key on. So.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard line too. You got a hex nut built in on the fuel filter on each end, and so 2 wrenches to take it apart.
Yeah, it's
one side and the other side.
Yeah, don't turn the line. Turn the
filter.
Turn the filter. You turn the line, you might have more problems than just a clogged up filter.
Yeah.
Well,
what you're telling me is get the coil out.
Jamie just said that they're the quick disconnects, so you'll need a disconnect tool. It looks like a little sleeve that slides inside the fitting and
it's
pops
like a little X that has these funny like half moons on it, right?
Yeah.
I think I got one of them.
Disconnect tool for it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not up on the Fords that much. She more is than I am.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I had them. But I worked on a Ford, but I know they got them somewhere on them, but I don't know exactly where it will be at on a 97 model Ford. But
they strap to the frame too.
Yeah. Yep. My 91 Chevrolet down there. There was several times I thought it was the fuel pump, but I changed the filter out because you could buy a filter about $15. Used to buy a filter about $15. So I would change I ended up changing the fuel filter out, and it ran probably another 10 years before I actually pulled the bed off of it. It's off the bed's off of it now because
I believe it's a 5.8 there, Miss Carol.
Yeah, the GMs, the Chevys, the newer ones like 90 and newer. It's easier to pull the bed than it is to drop the fuel tank
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I
because
mean,
the fuel tank's on the inside of the frame rail, and 90% of the time you got to drop the drive shaft out of it to get the fuel tank to come out of the frame.
mm-hmm. Yeah. That's
Would you like to have another one there, Miss Carol? I'll be more than happy to send it this way. Send it that way.
If I'm
No
not
rush.
mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, Miss Carol's in PA or was there for a while.
I think she went
She's
back-
in
went back-
Banny right now. North
Okay.
Alabama.
Okay.
She was in my live stream earlier. She was showing us under her truck, the hood of the truck,
Yeah.
all the wiring
She
she
sounds
did
like she
and
knows
all that
more
stuff.
about these trucks than Ford does.
She probably
Probably
does.
so.
She's probably having a part more than Ford has.
Yeah.
All I can say is there's only one little spot of rust on the corner of the cab. You
I
look
got-
underneath the bed, as shiny as can be.
That's what my 91 is. It's got one little spot of rust in one of the cab corners, and that's
And it's got the whole floor from one door to the other.
yeah. I mean, that's why I'm taking this one apart to when I paint it and all that stuff. So
Well, my 2000 only has one spot of rust.
yeah, but we
Yeah,
ain't
from the
talking
front
about
to the back, huh?
the whole bed, Ed. I mean,
It's just all over the whole truck.
the whole truck.
It's all connected. You know,
Oh.
it's just one spot.
She's in Alabama and Texas.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think she want to come all the way up here to take this home.
Especially driving that 460.
Ooh. You get about 2 light poles to the gallon, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody up north always does by miles per gallon. Well, down
It's an
south,
old
we used to go by light poles. I mean, I had old Chevelle that I think I got 3 light poles to the gallon on.
Yeah, you had your foot stuck in the carburetor.
Well, it didn't have a 2-barrel carburetor on it, Cajun.
Oh, he was trying to get 4 barrels out of it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, but I mean that was for a 350. For a 350, that's on from 4. You couldn't do it. It took a good while with that 2-barrel carburetor on to get about 40 mile an hour. When you slammed it on the gas, slammed the foot down at 40 mile an hour, that something would take almost squall the tires and take off. But
You had a 350 in the Chevelle?
yeah, Chevelle.
I didn't think they came with a 350.
Well, it was a
That's what
Malibu.
I'm thinking, Miss Carol. Do the tank and the pump both.
It was
Because
a
I know it leaks up there.
It was a Malibu Chevelle, Ricage.
Oh, I remember the one truck I had years ago, the 84. It had a 460 in it with a 4-barrel. That thing, all you had to do is stick the key in the ignition and you burned 5 gallons before you even turned it.
I showed my dad when I was running crew boats when I was young. I showed my dad my V1271, 2 V1271 Detroit in my boat, and he was like, "Man," he said, "How much diesel it takes to start these things? 5 gallons?" I said, "No, not that." I said, "But they burn a lot of fuel when this thing's running at clipping at 26, 27 knots, though."
Yeah. Well, Ed, I got to jump out and get mine set up. But can I make an announcement that I am going after your stream on Sunday nights now? So
Yep.
again, I'm gonna trying to get my numbers up a little bit. Friday night. Friday night's just people. I can't figure out what best time to go on Friday night. So
Hey, Daryl,
yes, sir.
in your case, you're supposed to be trying to get your numbers down.
I know, but I'm trying. I'm talking about the YouTube numbers. So,
Ah, okay.
but I
I'm going to
mean,
say, you want me to give you a bowl of ice cream? Banana split? A couple
well,
Snickers bars?
I ain't done. I made it through Cajuns a while ago. Right, all them daggum guys started with their all them barbecue guys started coming in, so I dropped out of it. So I didn't have to show these, but now Jeff, you brought them up, so I'm gonna show them.
Hey, Daryl, if you want, go ahead and drop a link to your live stream.
Okay, let me get over there to it and.
Night, Sky. Tell Mater we missed him. But yeah, I'll probably stop by about 15 minutes before Daryl starts. That way, I need to roll cigarettes and stuff because I didn't do it before I come in here, and I need to refill my coffee cup.
Hey, has Miss Carol got a channel?
She used to, not anymore.
Oh,
She's just a supporter for right now.
Here and best way to find it, I guess, will be right here.
what in the heck is Briggs talking about here? Any idea what he's even?
His crew cab Chevy pickup. He's got a 389 in it. Stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yep, $2,000. He said it's yours.
A double cab, huh?
Yep.
And an 8-foot bed.
8-foot bed.
Dually. Dual carbs. Hey Briggs, I'm not Rockefeller here. I ain't gonna be able to put gas in something like that.
That's the whole reason I don't even pursue it, because that thing would kill me in gas hauling anything.
As long as you don't put your feet in the car, be all right.
That's the whole thing. I'm a big guy. I got big feet.
If you got the power, you're gonna use it.
That's right. Ain't no sense having it if you can't. Yep. Ain't no sense in having it if you can't use it. Oh, so. All right, Ben.
Oh.
Thank you, buddy. Have a good night. Look forward to some more of those. Look forward to some more of those videos from that Steam show. No, I'm not pulling my 5.3 out of my truck to put it in something else without at least rebuilding it. And if I was gonna swap anything into anything, it'd be a 6-liter.
All right, there it is. That'll be that's my string. I'm gonna get everything else set up.
All right.
I'll see y'all in a few minutes.
All right.
Anybody that wants to come over, please come over. Good night.
Right out. Aplita.
I'm still thinking about. I still want to go back to a '70s truck.
I'm kind of spoiled with the fuel injection nowadays, so not having to deal with the carburetors and stuff.
Yeah, I'm spoiled on that electronic ignition, fuel injection.
Heated
Yep.
seat.
My Silverado, a '97 Chevy Silverado, short base. No extra cab, no nothing. Plain Jane truck. Man, that little 305 that was chipped out. Okay. That thing with boot scoot boogie now, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the fuel economy on injection is like on the Power Stroke. I mean, Vortec Power Stroke. Oh yeah, no, Power Stroke got good fuel injection. It's a diesel. Anyway, that Vortec, that's fault. It did. But I wouldn't mind having my 79 Ford now.
I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Short wheelbase, 79 Ford pickup. That's my favorite model truck of all. You know, in the 70s, what have you, in that generation, 79 short bed Ford. They dress up so nice.
Yeah.
That short bed.
Yeah, I got a short bed Ram 96. It's got the 5.2.
Mine was a 97 Sport.
Yeah, mine was a Sport too.
Oh, you had the little when you put the 2 seats. You know, mine had bucket seats with a console in the middle. You
Yep.
pull the seat forward. You had the little trays you can adjust up and down for putting what you want in there. Yeah, I like that in my truck. I
Yeah,
had
well,
the V6. I had the 6 Magnum in it.
yeah. This one doesn't have the trays anymore because I got it third hand. But if it didn't have almost 200,000 miles on it, I was actually looking at a Holly sniper system on it.
Mine had 180 on it, I think, when I sold it.
In a turbo.
I got 700 for it. Axe 8, I got 7. The guy handed me seven crispy $100 bills straight out the bank.
This thing, it's got almost 200,000 miles on it. She's a little rusty, dusty. Not as bad as my Chevy, but
Body was in real good shape on mine. I mean, real good shape.
yeah, Dodges don't.
Engine was kind of giving up the ghost and the transmission.
Yeah,
It wasn't very well taken care of before I got it.
well, I got to fix the transmission line on it. Maybe I'll do that this week.
Neither one of the engine or transmission had a drop of oil in it when I got it. And they ran it like that. They didn't know how to check oil. And they knew how. They just too dumb too lazy, I think they were too lazy to do it. They were going through 2 vehicles a year
I
by doing
messaged
that.
I messaged that clown again with that wooden flatbed to see if he's even selling it. He never got back.
What year?
Oh, it's just a flatbed for my truck. It's on Marketplace. Some guy has one for $150, brand new. He just built it and then decided he didn't want to change directions.
A wooden bed?
Yeah, wood bed.
He custom makes wood beds?
He
Well,
made
he did
one.
made one for that truck.
Oh, okay.
But
I did a bed on my 65 Chevy. Sorry. 65 GMC with a big V6 in it. The 305 V6. Back in 65, they had a V6 engine, piston that big around. It was a 305. That later led to the 305 V8, by the way. Jamie knows what I'm talking about, the 305.
But
I built a wooden flatbed on that because I bought it with no bed for $125.
well, the guy has it on there. It's been on there for over a month, and it's on Marketplace. I messaged him and said, it's still for sale. Blah blah blah. We went back and forth a little bit. I said, okay, give me a time. I'll be up there, cash in hand, trailer, people to help, load it and everything else. And he ghosted me. So he must not want to sell it too bad. So, but all right, it's 20 after. I'm going to end this now, so I can, like I said, I can go roll a few cigarettes and get some more coffee before Daryl's live stream starts. I appreciate everybody coming in. Everybody be safe, and we will catch you all on the next one.
All right, everybody, y'all know the routine. It's good being north of the grass. Stay safe, be that way. Be that way, stay safe. And as always, love, peace, and crackling grease. Catch y'all later. A blue top.
With